If you follow this guide, I can promise you are going to solve all your funnel problems. Hey, what is up, guys? It is Harrison Barron, the Millennial Entrepreneur, and like I just said, we are going to be resolving all of your funnel issues. Now, I've made some videos alluding to this and kind of covering a brief overview, but this video, I'm going to be going step by step through the entire funnel process. Now, I've pulled up 2 funnels and a little submarine. You might be thinking, well, why do you have a submarine on here? Well, we're going to dive into that. We're going to really dig into why people aren't converting, maybe where you're at in your funnel, everything that you have from a visitor all the way to a buyer, and what I see on a regular basis at my agency and what I'm here to teach you, because this is stuff that when anybody ever signs up with us, we're constantly going back and fixing their funnels, because this is the core of marketing, right? It's a marketing funnel. Where do they come in from and where do they end up, and what does that journey look like in between, the customer journey specifically? So I've pulled up some cool funnels, my submarine, and I'm really excited about this one. I'm going to break down every single little feature and the philosophy and the process you need to go through to resolve the issues. Because if you work the wrong way or you skip around, you're going to be super confused. This is meant to be watched in one session, pause, go work on your stuff, come back, pause, work on your stuff, come back, and I can promise you at the end of this, you are going to resolve all of your problems. Now, there may be some other things that you need to get worked out, but I'm going to help you discover all of that right now. So let me share my screen here. And right off the bat, we have this funnel. So awareness, interest, desire, action. And it's just a funnel. I mean, I just found it. I literally Googled basic funnel. Now we have up here the Sandler submarine. So if you don't know Sandler is a training system that helps salespeople sell, right? So you have all of these areas right here: bonding rapport, upfront contract pain, budget decision, fulfillment, post-sell. And then we have this beautiful funnel right here. So raw leads, viable leads, nurture leads, active leads, marketing qualified leads, sales accepted leads, opportunities closed won. Lot of information right there. And ultimately, this is going to be, this funnel almost belongs right underneath this funnel here. But I actually want to share with you guys the entire funnel process, right? We all know that we as the buyer or your customer need to come in from somewhere. So you have your little person over here, right? And they need to enter into your funnel somehow. We've already gone over that you have ads, you have blogs, right? Pardon my writing here, it's not the best, but you have blogs, you might have a YouTube channel, you might have, social media, right? It could be Instagram, IG, could be TikTok. TikTok's huge right now. It could be, and shout out to my dog Hunter, who's kicking it with me today. You have Clubhouse, LinkedIn, whatever platform you choose to use, right? We have to get this person into this phase. So the first thing that I see a lot of people having an issue with is, and I left some space over here because I actually want to do some drawing, is if we have to turn this funnel essentially sideways. And that's really the only way that we're going to be able to get somebody to where we need them to go. And I'm trying to see if I can rotate this, but I can't rotate this. Okay, no big deal. So what we're going to have to do is we have to get this person through this funnel, right? They're going to go this way, and for this sake, I'm going to just change it so they're going this way, right? You have the funnel down here. You guys can't see that. That's kind of cut off. I will draw it up a little higher. You have your funnel here, and they have to come all the way down, right, to make that sale. Now, the first problem that I see is right here, right in the beginning. What are you doing to drive traffic? So I have a YouTube channel. I have a very active blog. I have an agency. I'm a guest on podcasts all the time. These are all different activities and pieces of content that I'm making to help drive traffic back to harrisonbarron.com or growthgenerators.com, right? And this is the exact process. So the first thing a lot of people think of is like, oh my goodness, I have a major problem right here, right? This is really the problem area, and I can't quite figure it out. Well, chances are pretty good that's not your problem area, right? You have to figure out first how to get to the awareness stage. And the awareness stage is where somebody is going to say, hey, I know you, I know who you are, I trust you. All right, let's move on to the next spot, right? They're now visiting your website. So you have that little person here, and they're visiting your website. Now, if you're not getting people to your website, the rest of your funnel does not matter, right? You have to start making sure that you have a steady flow of visitors. Doesn't matter where they're coming from, doesn't matter what platform you're using, but you have to make sure that at the end of the day, you're getting hopefully hundreds of thousands, if not tens of thousands of visitors to your website. That's literally the first step in all of this. If you do not have that, you cannot go forward. And the reason why I brought up the submarine is in Sandler, they actually teach you can't go to the post-sale or fulfillment or decision steps or budget or even pain until you've developed a level of bonding and rapport and a level of having an upfront contract, right? So I've told you what to expect in this video, right? You probably know me now from YouTube, right? So now I'm talking about your pain, right? It's the exact same process in sales, although I'm not selling you anything. I'm just giving you information that is going to transform your business. This is literally what we implement to get people from 5 figures to 6 figures, 6 figures to 7 figures, and 7 figures. I don't think we've had anybody break the 7 to 8 figure mark just yet, and that's just because we're still a newer company, but it's on our list. So the process is you can't go through a submarine, right? You can't just jump. You can't leapfrog from here to here. You would need to go through each and every single step. So we've already had bonding rapport. Once again, upfront contract. I told you in the beginning of this video what to expect, what you're going to get out of this. Now I'm discussing your pain, right? There's no budget. This is free, right? I'm telling you it's free. So there's nothing else. There's then your decision to actually go implement, then you have to go fulfill and then post sell, right? Because I can't do this for you. What I can do is you can hire my agency, but that's not the whole point of this video. The point of this video is to tell you guys exactly what we do at my agency and what these mega successful people are doing. When I say mega successful, I mean any major brand out there. It doesn't matter if it's Apple, doesn't matter if it's Tony Robbins, doesn't matter if it's Russell Brunson, doesn't matter if it's Grant Cardone. This is the exact same process they're all using, but they don't give you the full secret sauce behind it all. So the first thing is you have to diagnose where these people are coming in from and where are they going on your website. And particularly, it doesn't really matter where they're going on your website. They just have to get there. Once you figure out what pages are the hot pages, then you can figure out where what pages you could throw lead magnets on, all the really good fancy marketing stuff, which then would bring you into the action page, right? So they're becoming aware of your website, right? Now they may grow an interest in your website. And ultimately, at the end of your page, right, I'm gonna draw a little web page up here. You have all your writing, right? This writing's great. And then down here, you have your little good old opt-in, right? They're going to opt into your list, right? You're going to get the customer information. And this is the most important step. You could have the greatest funnel in the world, right? I talk about this in marketing. You could have the greatest business in the world. It could solve world hunger. It could solve world peace. If nobody knows about it, it's never going to work. You have to get people showing up somehow, some way. So you have to use your organic methods or paid methods, right? I said ads in here. Could be Facebook, Google, TikTok's running ads, Instagram's running ads, all of these ad platforms, right? You have to get your customer onto your page. Once they're on your page, you have to give them an opt-in. Now, this is where things get a little crazy. A lot of people don't understand what an opt-in is. An opt-in is just an opportunity for them to put in their information, that's my info. And then it goes into your system. And then when it goes into your system, it's going to be followed by a series of, that's supposed to be a letter, by the way. And I don't know what that was. But you have to bring them into your funnel, right? That's the series of emails that they're going to be getting. So maybe it's another blog post in here, right? You have a blog post. Maybe it's another YouTube channel or YouTube video, right? And then after several emails, you're going to offer a pitch. Now that pitch could be a variety of different things. The opt-in could be a variety of different things. Whatever your opt-in is, it could be opt-in for free training. It could be a free checklist. I've already gone into the opt-ins and giveaways that you can make. Ebook. These are all really good examples of ways to get people to, oh, I need that information, right? Your opt-in is going to drive them to that. So in theory, right, they're going to go to the opt-in, and then they're going to go opt-in, then they're going to give their info, right? They're then going to get a series of emails. This is where it gets a little crazy, right? You're going to have your series of emails. The first 2 or 3 emails should just all be value emails right in here. Value. And it doesn't need to be 1. It doesn't need to be 2. It could be 2, 3, 4, 5. I normally recommend doing at least 2 in here. And it'll take you a little while to write these, right? So between 2 and 5 is probably a good number. And then at the last one could be a sale, right? This is going to be your sale. But here's the thing. That's the sale after an email sequence. What they're going to get after this is actionable steps, right? I'm giving you actionable steps. So after you go to the opt-in, then they're going to go down to whatever's next. So maybe it's a free training, right? Or maybe it's a webinar. Or maybe it's an ebook, right? There's all of these different things that they could get, right, that you have to create. You have to curate this content, and they can get. And in there should be actionable things, tasks, activities to do that are going to help them get to the next level. Now, once you've gotten here, right, you cannot get here. This is the winning area when you get them here, right? You've gotten their information. This usually means money signs. This is the easiest part to fix. Anything after this, believe it or not, everything earlier than this is the hard part. All of this, right, between here and there is hard. And I only say it's hard because getting traffic, mastering ads, getting that opt-in is not the easiest thing in the world. So you have to figure out, hey, where's that person coming in from, right? You have your organic. Once they get to your website, on whatever page it might be, maybe they're landing on a free training page. You got to grab their information. It's the most important thing. The most powerful sales thing in the digital marketing world is an email, right? There's no better landing page, giveaway, brochure, freebie that is going to work better than an opt-in to a landing page, right? It's the easiest. There's little to no overhead over all of this. So you have to figure out, okay, great. Well, I'm getting 1,000 people, and I'm going to just scroll down here, right? We have our funnel again, and I'm going to do some black. We have our funnel again, and now that we've gotten here, right, we've gotten this person into our funnel, right? They visited our website. First step, visit the website. Now, if you're starting to get visitors, right, and you're not getting any conversions to your opt-in, not to your sale, this is when things can start to go awry. People think like, well, my funnel's not working. No, your opt-in is not working. You need to figure out this problem right here before you go forward, right? This doesn't matter if you're not getting any email addresses. Now, the chances of you selling one person, that the only person signed up to your email list, one thing, is pretty slim unless they really like your stuff. But you need to figure out what's wrong with this, and this is the absolute first step, right? You've gotten visitors now. Let's just assume that. Now you've gotten to the point where you need to master that opt-in, whatever that is, that lead capture information. It could be, once again, freebie, ebook, checklist, training. You'll have to test, right? They'll go to an opt-in. They're going to be they're going to be putting in their information. So how does it look on a website? Is it just like join our free email list, or is it like, hey, take the best digital marketing training or sales technology training or sales training or pottery class ever totally for free, right? And they're going to put in their information. And if you've gotten 1,000 people to that opt-in and they're still not opting in, you need to go back and revise, because that opt-in is not juicy enough. Now, this is where it gets a little more complicated. If nobody's opting in, you're getting thousands of clicks per month, and nobody's hitting your opt-in at all, you need to go hire a copywriter. So this is the step where most people are like, well, I don't want to spend money. No, trust me, you're already spending money. The money that a good copywriter is going to cost will be worth its weight in gold, because their work will last for years to come, as long as you continuously offer the same or similar product, right? So go get a copywriter or hire a friend or use the AI that I talk about all the time and start writing this content and start writing this copy that is going to get that person to opt in. So I know that I've gone through this several times, but I want to make sure that I really reinforce it. You get 10,000 people to your website, right? Ideally, you want to try to capture 10%, right? I know it sounds like a lot, but 10% of those people, right? 10% of 10,000 is going to be 1,000 email addresses. This is going to bring you financial success right here. This is it, right? The moment you can get opt-ins, everything else, it doesn't matter, because everything else can be constantly tweaked. But you have to have this first initial opt-in dialed in. If you don't have this dialed in, nothing else matters. Just like this submarine, right? You can't do anything if you don't have mastered your upfront contract, your bonding report, your pay and your budget, and then you have to bring them through that entire process. This is where most people fail, and it drives me nuts because they're like, well, I'm not getting to the decision process or the fulfillment process. It's because you didn't dive deep enough into the upfront contract or the pain, right? Or you didn't talk about money, right? This is free training. This is what I would normally charge hundreds of dollars for. This is the process you need to go through. That way you can get them to buy, right? You cannot move to pain if you don't have any bonding and rapport. You can't go to somebody on the street and say, hey, do you want to buy my product? No, they're going to say no. You don't. They don't know you. They don't trust you, right? This is why McDonald's and Burger King and Taco Bell, and I don't watch TV, so I'm just using brands that probably everybody knows. Macy's and JCPenney's and Costco. Well, Costco doesn't really run ads, but Walmart. They run billions and trillions of dollars in ads because they want to have a rock solid bonding and rapport. They want you to know exactly who they are. Then once you walk into the store to go buy, that's the upfront contract, and they're solving your pain by supplying whatever it is that you need at a reasonable or fair price, or you can't get it anywhere else, or whatever that is for them. But you cannot skip. There's no such thing as skipping in this world. You have to go through the whole process, and this is where a lot of people fall short. So once again, you get 10,000 people to your website. You want to try to collect 10%. Now, you're not going to start out at 10%. You're going to start out at 1%, right? Every 1,000 people, you want to collect at least 1% of those people, 100 people. Ideally, you might start out with 0.1% or 0.01%, but you want to start offering that and getting people into your ecosystem however you choose, right? Maybe it's 100,000 people, right? Or maybe it takes 1 million people to start getting your first sales. I don't quite know in your business. So now I want to jump over here, and now you have their information, and this is where the magic happens, right? You have to go through this more basic funnel. You have to build awareness, you have to build interest, you have to build desire. Then they have to take action. The action is your opt-in, right? This is money right here. Everything else is hard work. So maybe this is YouTube, right? Maybe this is a following ad or a retargeting ad. That maybe then it's desire pitching that free training or ebook, right? Maybe here's a pitch, and you're not selling anything. You're just pitching your free offer. And then once they hit the opt-in, then we can move to the next funnel. And this is where the magic happens now. Because when that person comes in from that last funnel, right, I'm just going to put a little funnel up here, and they're going to come down, and this little funnel is going to poop that little person out. And there they are, right? This is my awful drawing on my nice pad. Now you have raw leads, viable leads, nurturing leads, and active leads. And all of this, this can be built, this is completely automated. You should never be doing anything afterwards. Now you're going to be tweaking it to make it better, but every single one of these, and I can't draw this many mails because my mail writing skills is not that well, but all of these should be one email or multiple emails, whatever it might be for your business. It's going to vary tremendously. There might be 6, there might be 10, there might be 20, right? I don't know, right? Most people buy typically after 90 days of being in somebody's email list. So keep that in mind. This could be a variety of different numbers. Now, what you're going to want to do is on your emails, right? And I'm just going to draw boxes because for whatever reason, I can't draw rectangles. You need to see, okay, these are all going to be your emails. Email, and that person's going to be going through that funnel. You're going to be able to see the open rates on all of these, right? And you want to make sure that the open rate and click-through rate are super high. So maybe this open rate is 40%, or maybe it's 60%, or maybe it's 80%, right? And then your click-through rate, you want to make your click-through rate as high as possible as well. So you want to structure your emails to keep getting opened, to keep getting clicks. And this is the process that I particularly find the most fun about digital marketing, is because now you have your little person going through that funnel, and you could say, okay, this is 40, maybe this is 32, but this one's up to 37, right? And these are all open rate percentages, right? And then you're going to go through, and maybe this last one's 20, right? You got to fix this one and this one because it should be somewhere around 40. Now, people are going to fall off over time, but you can go through. Or maybe this one's 3, right? And maybe it's not 7, right? And maybe it's 3%. You're like, oh my God. Then you can go through and you have to fix this one. This would be dramatically important to fix because it has a massively low open rate. So maybe your subject line is wrong or your message inside is wrong. Typically, if it's a low open rate, it's going to be your subject line is awful. If it's a low click-through rate, that means you're not giving enough value, you're not giving enough of a juicy, flavorful bite of information that they want to go smash that click button, right? This is the process that you have to go through. Once you get to here, right, you're going to have a sales email. Actually, I should write this in green because this is where the money is. We got those Christmas colors going here. This is where the money is. This is going to be your sales email. And I don't want to cut off the screen here, so I'm going to bring it down a little bit. Sales email. Now, once again, same principle, right? Maybe this is 15%, right? And maybe a click-through rate is 2%, right? You could bump those numbers up. So whatever it is you have to do, whether it's revising your subject line or revising your email, do that over and over and over and over again. And most products out on the market are going to tell you what your open rate is and what your click-through rate is. So it doesn't matter if you're using HubSpot, ActiveCampaign, Keep software. It doesn't matter if you're using MailChimp, Constant Contact, Kajabi. It literally does not matter. But this is the process you have to go through to fix all of this. Once you get to the sale, right, then the last part of the process, which is going to be your sales page. And this is the part where I don't want to say it seems to be the most neglected, but it's the hardest for people to get, right? You have your sales page, right, because you're pitching them in here to go here. And then on here, you're going to have whatever it is you think is necessary to get that person to sell. And when they buy, right, you have your visits, and then you have your buyers. Now, this is two different numbers. So maybe your visitors out of this is 10,000. We'll do 1,000, right? And your buyers is 5. Right? Maybe you have a massive conversion problem in there. You cannot diagnose this area right here. You cannot diagnose this until you fix all of these problems first, specifically getting people to your website, regardless of how you do it. Most people forget about this. They don't understand this. They don't know, well, I have 10 people visiting. No, you need to get 10,000 people visiting. Once you have 10,000 people visiting, you can start to play around with and adjust and tweak and modify your marketing. And then you will be crazy successful. But you cannot skip this whole process, right? This whole process. But like botting, I'm just using the submarine because it's a great analogy. You can't skip through any of this, right? You could have the best sales page ever, but if nobody's visiting, nobody's going through your email sequence, it doesn't matter, right? And you won't know if anybody's going through your email. You won't have anybody go through your email sequence unless they're opting in because you wrote a sick block and had a great opt-in for whatever it is, right? You have your opt-in. So let me recap this because this is the whole process. Once you get a sale, it's up to you to do fulfillment. I'm not teaching people how to do fulfillment because every business is going to be different. But what I am teaching you is the entire customer journey, and this is what the customer journey looks like. So once again, top to bottom, I'm going to flow through this entire area. You have your ads, blogs, YouTube, social media, TikTok, Clubhouse, whatever it is you need to use to get people to visit your website, right? And then they're going to enter your funnel. This would be awareness, interest, desire, action, and opt-ins. Then from there, right, you're going to have that person read that page, whatever it might be, or maybe it's just it could be an ebook. They're going to put their information in here, right? This information right here. They're then going to be getting a series of opt-ins, right? And this is exactly what I spoke about right over here, right? This person is now opted in, and now it's your job to craft a masterful list of emails. Now, there's no secret sauce in any of this. It is literally trial and error. What is going to work best for your audience? Because your audience is very different than any competitor you're going to have, I promise you that. And you're going to bring them through, okay, 40%, 30%, 3%, 20%, 15%, 2%, right? That's that last email. Hey, maybe you should take action today, right? So you're going to bring them through, and they're going to convert from raw to visible to nurtured to active. Now, you might have an email for every single one of these. You might not. And then you're going to have closed one, which is where the money is, which is right here, right? That's where that money is. It should be in green because it's got to do with you making some money here. But they have to go through that email process right here of 4, 5, 6 emails. And you might have 100 emails. And if they don't buy here, they should then go into a whole nother email process, right? That's going to bring them through another series of emails, right? This process might be 100 emails long, right? Or maybe they're getting into your ecosystem where you're sending out an email every other day or every week or twice a week. And then when they buy, they visit this page. How many visitors did you have? How many buyers? What's the conversion rate? right? You have your percentage. What's that conversion rate look like? And then from there, that's when you can say, okay, great. Now I have a working funnel. Now it's just about maximizing the amount of people that come in and increasing these numbers to as high as possible. These percentages, the number, you just want the numbers to keep going up, right? Because the more the numbers go up, the more sales you're going to make, the happier you're going to be because you watch this training. That's it. This is the whole process. It sounds super complicated when marketers start using all this technical jargon and they're like, well, you got to bring the person through the funnel and this, that. They're overcomplicating it. It's really not that hard. Just think about where that customer is going, where that visitor is going, right? They're landing on your page from somewhere. It could be YouTube, right? HarrisonBarron.com. It could be a blog, once again, HarrisonBarron.com, right? It could be my agency, growth-generators.com. And they're visiting an article on there. Hey, maybe we made a sweet checklist or a training that you want to get in on. Boom, there you go. And now you can get them into that training. You have to give them the juiciest opt-in ever, right? Think about the way that Burger King or McDonald's or Taco Bell describes their food, right? Mouth-watering, flame grilled, right? I mean, the crispiest French fries. It doesn't matter what it is, right? At late night, when you're hungry late at night, Taco Bell, right? It doesn't matter, but you got to think about those things that make your mouth water in marketing, right? Oh my God, what would it look like to have a Ferrari in my driveway, right? What would it look like to have no more financial stress about, with my family? What would it look like if I landed my dream job, right? These are all things, right? What would it look like if my marketing worked correctly? This is the process you have to go through. And once you figure out this process and you dial in your process, you don't need to ever hire a marketing company, right? I'm giving you this information because most marketers won't give you this information because they want your money. I'm giving this to you because I don't need your money, right? I have an agency. We specialize in SaaS and HaaS and technology companies, right? This is the stuff that we're using. This is the stuff that master marketers are using, but nobody's ever talking about. And when you dial in each and every one of these processes from the top to the bottom, do not work the reverse area. It will not work. You need to work, and you don't even have to build the whole thing, right? You can test each and every single part of this. So build an opt-in, right? And then maybe it's just a thank you email. Hi, thanks for coming into my ecosystem. Really appreciate it. Hope you got a lot of value. Hope you really enjoyed the content that you've been reading, watching, consuming, right? And then once they're there, okay, great. Oh, I'm starting to get a lot of people opting in on my website. Okay, great. Start adding more emails to that, right? And you don't have to build this whole thing out in one shot, right? And then, okay, great. Well, maybe I can convert them into sales, right? Well, do I have a product? No, but could you make a product pretty quickly? Probably, right? So maybe I need to build a sales page, right? And then you build that sales page and you say, and then you write a couple emails after you've given them 100 emails prior that say like, hey, this is what I'm working on. Maybe you might be interested in buying it. Boom. There you go. Like, this is the process that you have to go through. When you figure out this process, the money will just come in heaps and bounds. And the cool part is it's, the more gas you add to it, the more money it's going to make you, right? When I say gas, ads, traffic, all that good stuff, right? That's going to be this is the testing phase. This is building a small fire, but once it becomes a successful, well-rounded burning fire that's super hot, right? You just pour more gasoline on it and it just makes you more money. That is the best part about all of this. So I hope this video helps. I hope that I shed some light on all of this. If you guys have questions, please leave them down below. I'd be happy to answer them. I hope I've unveiled some information for a lot of people because a lot of people don't seem to quite understand this, and I get it. It's a lot to consume. But this is the process. This is the process that you need to follow to have the best converting campaign ever. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Like, subscribe, notification bell, all that good stuff. Share it out. Always appreciate that. I'll see you guys later.